Now, the more I hear of the business Pep Guardiola and Manchester City are doing this summer, the more I think that he is absolutely deviating from the slower, more methodical possession-based football that has focused on ball retention to matching a more transitional-based style. And the biggest challenge for Pep is how he strikes the balance between the two. He'll never completely abandon his philosophies, and nor should he, but you've got to be able to adapt to where football is at this current moment in time. And I think that Ait-Nouri is a symptom of that. A player that's comfortable retaining and recycling possession, but also one that has a direct element to his game, in that his focus is on getting the ball in the box as quickly as he can from an attacking fullback area. A player that's been in demand for a few years now, and it looks as though City are close to wrapping this one up. And here's what they'll be getting with the Algerian left wing back. Now, he's played in a back four and a back five for Wolves as a left back or a left wing back, and I've always thought the wing back position suits him best, allowing him to operate high up, close or on the last line against an opposition defensive line. And this means he can be open to receiving the ball in behind that defensive line from a quick turnover or a long ball from deep, and he can use this to attack the box directly. Not what you would describe as lightning quick, but quick enough, and holds onto the ball well when moving into advanced positions. And these advanced positions can lead to a clear assist or a goal, as he isn't afraid of taking shots from these forward runs. Also hangs back a little bit deeper the odd time Wolves are sustaining attacking pressure to end up with the ball on the edge of the box, where he also isn't afraid of taking shots from range, first time or a few touches deep. Capable of getting at least 5 goals a season, which for a fullback/wingback, that's a really respectable amount. If he receives the ball wide, then he can look for the support of an underlapping runner from any of the players that are in close support. His touch, ball control and ability to recycle possession give him the base level qualities that Pep will be all over. Can evade a pressing player really well with these qualities and doesn't rush or panic with the ball needlessly. Will look to play short and simple passes to his teammates, which will be even easier for him to do with the rotations that City play with in midfield and wide areas. Can be a little bit too guilty of overplaying it at points, and can do it in risky areas and invite too much pressure on himself and risk turning the ball over to the opposition in trying to just maybe be a bit too clever. But he has the quality to pull it off, and when it happens, it can look great. Just one of those the risk isn't maybe worth the reward. One thing that City will look to make use of when it comes to Ait-Nouri is his crossing ability. Down the wide area to whip the ball in, and he does get a lovely bit of curl on his crosses. Don't think Bend It like Ait-Nouri is ever going to catch on, but he always puts the ball right into the danger area, and if the run can match the ball, then City are going to generate some goals from this. Penalty spot or far post, he's got a really good level of vision with his crossing, and then with the runners City now have in their team, this could be an absolute weapon. He could end up with a large amount of assists because of it, and he's capable of crossing from central half-space zones, which again has been a weapon of City's from time, and the fact they get to utilise that option with another guy is something Pep will be a little bit moist over. Now, there is one part of his game that gets a little bit of criticism, and that's the defensive side of it, and I can see why. But I will say, his pressing is really good, and he operates almost as a left winger in the pressing stage, getting high and putting a large amount of pressure on the player on the ball with great intensity. Easier to do so when you play at the 5 at the back, but City will absolutely use this to back up the left winger. Where he can get caught a little bit is when he needs to recover back into position. Gets caught ball watching a bit, he can get caught ambling back without any real intensity, and the danger that comes with that is if the play progresses down the far side and the opposition gets into a good crossing opportunity, then the far post might be free for a tap-in. You can get a good level of cover from this with a back 5, but in a back 4, this could be a killer, and he's got to show the same intensity running back that he does in running forward to press. 1 minute you're wondering whether you left the oven on, next you're 40 yards behind your marker. Life comes at you fast. Also don't like his one-on-one defending against a wide player. Doesn't show the right amount of aggression in closing a player down and preventing him from getting his action off, and as a result have the time and space to pull off their next move. Also does not stop crosses at all. A player he's facing has time to set himself, take a touch, and then produce their cross, and he never seems to read it. Also has a tendency to turn his back to the cross when it's played. Always annoying for a fan to see that. You have to be ready to chuck yourself at the ball when it's getting played, but he doesn't. Shies away like he's scared of being hit. Neil Warnock would be rolling in his grave if he could see that and if he were dead. Also doesn't read the overlapping fullback well. Too busy ball watching and isn't aware of his surroundings in knowing when you need to drop off that yard to cover a run, and as a result never feels in control of these situations. Always reactive as opposed to proactive. Now, this may actually be helped at City by having a wide player on his side, as with Wolves, those wide forwards may not be in a position to track an overlapping fullback, so it's easier for him to get isolated, but he still needs to do better. City have also been linked with Livramento, and that defensive fullback will be needed to balance out with Ait-Nouri attacking in the way he does. But what do you guys think? Cheers, lads. In a bit.